This happens to be the year of the camel. The camels are coming. We were told 40 years ago, my family, by God, that we would be some of those camels. The camel brings the supply. The camel brings the wealth. The camel brings the provision. Amen? That's what it means. And we're in the year of the camel. You will start noticing people getting blessed even in the midst of everything that's going on. It's already happening. It is literally already happening. And he's going to do it on purpose. He loves to do things that confounds the enemy and confounds people. And it just doesn't make sense that some people will be more blessed during this time than any other time in their life. It's going to be supernatural blessings that come to you. And you're not going to escape it. And I think even people that don't believe we should have wealth, I don't think they're going to turn it down if it comes. The enemy has always plotted and planned to make holiness something it is not. It's not what you're wearing. It's not the color of your hair, obviously. It's in here. It's in here. It's right in here. And when you live your life on purpose, if you choose his stuff, your spirit glows. Everybody has a light in them. I see people's lights. God says we are light. You really do have a light. When you are born again, God takes a piece of himself and deposits it in your spirit. Our spirit is made after the image of God himself. He is the spirit. He is the Father of spirits. That's you and I. That's not just the angels. Every good and perfect gift, that's y'all, comes down from the Father of lights. That was you before you came here. You were a little light, being of light, little spirit, being of light. You look like a little firefly going in and out of God. You already had your gift inside of you. You had a soul, but it wasn't activated yet. You didn't need to use your soul when you were with God. He decided what you pretty much did. You just kind of played. That's what you did. You played and laughed and sang, and he told you stories and loved on you. He carried you like a mother carries her child and her offspring. That's why he calls us his offspring. So you came from God himself. All life comes from God. Amen? How many people agree to that? So that's what you were before you came here. So inside God are the stones of fire. I was sharing a little bit of that yesterday. It's his heart. His heart are stones of fire. They're gemstones with fire burning up around them. That's what creates the rainbow around his throne. It literally comes from inside of him. It's not just on the outside. It literally comes like this. You see it coming from his being. It moves in waves in and out of his being. Amen? And the way that happens is if you would take any faceted gemstone and you put a light behind it, what does it make? Say it loud. That's how it's made. That fire that burns inside of God is his love for us. It flames up around the stones of fire. Stones, gemstones represent love. That's why they're so valuable in heaven, because every gemstone in heaven came from God himself. The river of life flows from his being, and it carries hundreds of thousands of these beautiful gemstones into the river of life. When you get there, if you jump in the river of life, you can pick them up in your hands. You can actually hold them and see them. And they're filled with love. Anytime you touch them, love just shoots into you. That river goes all over heaven and becomes the crystal sea. That's why they call it the crystal sea, because there's faceted crystals all over the bottom. And no matter where you are, if you're by the crystal sea, you see little rainbows shooting up out of the crystal sea everywhere. If you like to live by the water, then your mansion is probably by the crystal sea. But because the glory is still in them that came from him, it reflects all over. That reflection hits all the other stones in there and shoots little rainbows, shoot up out just like this everywhere. It's beautiful. Say, that's awesome. So gemstones are actually the heart of God. They're very precious to everybody in heaven. That's why he puts them on your robe when you love people for him down here. Doesn't that make sense? Because you're loving for him, he takes bits of his heart and he puts them on your robe. Now, I knew he used to embellish the robes with the gemstones, but I didn't know why until one day he showed me what his heart looked like. That's pretty cool, isn't it? He showed me, he told me he would show me how the rainbow was made from his being, and I'm not going to go into all that, but he caught me up and reached inside of himself and pulled out a diamond that big. And it still had the fire from inside him burning around. It was the most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen. Just beautiful fire, and all around the diamond was this beautiful rainbow. And here I am standing, looking at the Father on the throne. It's like trying to look into that light, like that beams. I like to look at that light. Beams shoot out of him with color just moving in and out of him. And I'm looking at this amazing rainbow, and he's holding this stone of fire, and here's a rainbow. And I knew without him telling me, he said, I'm going to show you my heart. I didn't know it was a gemstone. But the minute he showed me, I knew how the rainbow was made. Isn't that cool? Revelation is so powerful. And he has millions of them inside of him. Now, he may look a certain size or dimension on the throne. He's actually big. Sitting on the throne, Jesus sits right here next to him. But if you looked inside of God, you wouldn't see a back. He doesn't have human parts inside of him. Inside of him is eternity. If you could peek inside of him, when you get to heaven, you probably can. When you look in there, you'll see this amazing river flowing as far back as you can see. You'll see beautiful stones of fire burning and just color, light shooting up through the river to the outside of God. So that's what it looks like. And you see little spirits of being playing on these gemstones, playing in the water and singing and dancing inside God. That's what you did before you came here. That's why he wants you to come back like a little child. You left like one. He wants you to come back thinking that way. Amen? Isn't that beautiful? So that's why gemstones are so precious. Down here where you fall in love and give somebody a symbol of your love, it's a diamond, right? Usually a diamond, but it's a gemstone usually, right? Isn't that one of the most valuable things you can give anybody on the earth? It's because it represents the Father's heart. I just love it when he shows revelation.